Hey everybody, it's Shaman Hawk here. I've been being asked in messages and phones and whatnot about my opinion about the whole MGTOW thing, men going their own way, the change in relationships and things like that. Here, in my view, things have changed a lot. I'm 66, so of course the world has changed a lot in my life, but especially in relationships. My advice to young men, if I was going to start off with anything, is there's two things that you should do once you get out of like high school. Forget going to college. You can put that later. Take a couple year break. If you're going to save up money, save up for two things. The first one, all right, being a vasectomy. That's all right. So many guys, young guys and middle-aged guys are getting that now and just like, oh yeah, we're not worrying about this. Follow the doctor's instructions. Make sure that it's in effect before you go trusting it. But do that, and that way, if the girl that you're with says we are pregnant, you could tell her to go back to whoever else was contributing to the effort and have a nice day. The next one is get a passport, and not because you're going to go overseas and immediately passport bro and find yourself a girlfriend or a wife in another country, but just to go travel around and get a different perspective of the world. That's one of the biggest things, the best thing you can do for yourself. If I was going to say a third thing, just to test yourself on something, get a pilot's license. It's not that much. I think I spent about 7,000 on mine because I was doing it over a long period of time. But go to a flight school, see what the package is, and go do that. It will test you. You're going to find out about yourself. Everybody can get a driver's license, but not too many people have pilot's license, and it's going to teach you a lot about yourself. Take some trips on a boat, sailboat, go find out what kind of a man you're going to be. All the chicks that you're chasing, spending money on, trying to date and dinners and stuff, they'll still be there, when you get back. You're not going to miss anything. You're going to go out and see all kinds of things, do all kinds of things, and you're going to come back into your neighborhood, and people are going to be telling you what cool party and drama you missed. Big deal. Going back to the MGTOW thing, the hormones when you're a younger man, you're chasing these hot chicks, and then you're going to start figuring things out as you get older. You don't really start thinking like a man till you're about 25 years old. Sorry. And then if you're lucky, you're really going to hold on to that and improve that thought process. I know, you're going after the pretty chicks, the chicks that are developing, growing tits, all that in your early teens, your hormones are going crazy. But I found out that the girls that were people used to call the plain Janes were actually the most fun, the most sensual, the most reliable, accountable, loyal. They became the better choices. When it comes down to relationships, men have a tendency to just go along with what the girl wants, and you, step by step, you lose yourself. So the whole MGTOW thing is, a lot of younger guys are learning from older guys' mistakes and experiences, and then so like thinking to themselves, I don't want to do that. What's the point of that? And you're right. I mean, I tell the younger guys when I'm looking at the women that are out there, the younger, like, don't be in a hurry to commit to anything. Don't be in a hurry to whatever, and absolutely don't do anything that's going to have you paying child support for the next 18, 20 years. Just be real careful on that one. When it comes down into like, I could do a whole video on dating single moms, and not to condemn them or anything, because there's a lot of reasons why they became single moms. But as far as the guy's point of view, you're just farther back in line when you're getting into that situation. Focus on your own goals. And this is for men of all ages, should be your priority. Be the best man you can be. And a lot of guys, they learn some hard lessons, and, the relationship scene, don't get sour about that. There's good women out there, but you weren't in the place to find them. And women have learned their hard lessons as well, too. And a lot of them are single moms and so on, or they got divorced, or they thought the relationship was going to go one way and didn't went in a completely different one. Everybody's messed up in relationships, so it's not just the girls, it's not just the guys, it's just the relationship theater altogether. And guys are looking at it, especially on the marriage. It's like 80% of divorces are instigated by women, and those women are going to take 50% of your stuff and more than likely all the kids, and you won't be able to recover from that financially if you're a blue collar working man. You're going to end up in a house sharing a room with a bunch of other guys in the same situation, and any girl you get with is not going to want to be part of that. So guys, start thinking long term now, and thinking about things. Every action has an effect. Every action and decision has a consequence and a product. Everything does. That's just life in general. So yeah, guys like me are giving younger guys a lot of lessons about life and looking at the theater they're operating in and go, no. And then the next thing that comes up is like, well, what if you want to be with a woman? What if you want to, okay. Girls immediately go, oh yeah, they're going to be on jerking off to old OnlyFans, or they're going to go to sex workers. Well, that's one option. I wouldn't suggest it, but it's a viable trade. I don't know why it's not legalized and regulated, But, some people are just suited for that kind of work. That's no fault with them, male or female. But you can also come up with all kinds of options. Some of the options are different styles of relationships. Everything in life is some kind of relationship. But you can have things, and I've worked it out to where, I was with somebody, I liked somebody that didn't really want the relationship. They liked my company, I liked their company. We liked each other as lovers, and, I just contributed to the household. And people say, well, that's almost like prostitution. So's taking a woman out to dinner hoping for sex. That's the same thing. You get these socially accepted norms where you're thinking with a girl like, oh yeah, he takes me out to dinner, he does all these things. Yeah, I thought he was cute, and he said, well, yeah, we sleep together now. Okay, that wasn't some kind of arrangement. I guess it's the communication of it. If you're going to put a story behind it, it's not a negotiation, not a business arrangement. But if you communicate it honestly, the guy's looking at it like you're going to go out and spend X amount of money on a date, on movies, on all this other entertainment or whatever to kind of woo this girl into your bedroom or you into hers for some companionship. And we as human beings, sexuality is a large part of our nature, and we like contact, physical contact. We like affection. Let's not argue about that. Let's just be open and honest about that. And so, if you're interested in a woman and she's having a hard time of it, and you buy 2 weeks worth of groceries, it's a surprise when you happen to go over there, and she's thankful for it, and you guys do like each other that way as lovers and whatnot, and maybe have no intention of being in a long-term relationship for whatever reason, I don't see a problem with that. What I have seen also that also works out, different women choosing one man to be with, and they share that man, and they make him an offer. Hey, move in with us. We're going to make sure that you always have company at night. Here's your little man cave space, your little garage or outbuilding or whatever. This is just you, and they cook well. The house is in order. Yeah, you're going to be kind of like the father figure for a couple kids from different women and deal with the X factors in that life and things like that. But that's kind of like the, life in the 21st century at this time. But there's always options, and be open to the options. If relationships are different in the States, and I haven't been in a relationship with an American woman since 2014. They've all been either Western European or Eastern European women. And it was wonderful. I love intelligent women, multilingual. They love to travel. So that was my thing. I do like East Europe a lot because it's more rural, more traditional. That was my thing. The visa issues, the getting women back, those things can change depending on the administration. But the passport bro thing is definitely, there's a lot of hype around it. Just don't go for it. But if you're looking for women, and again, their dynamics over in different parts of the world. Like I spent a lot of time in Asia, all over Asia. And different cultures are different ways. They have different operating systems, and you just kind of like go there and get used to it. But here in the States, they say they're looking for real men. The other thing about it too is you got to look at it. In most places, especially the bigger cities, women outnumber men. Anywhere from 4 to up to 9 to 1. And if you look at like 25-30% of those guys are gay, the odds go up. And now you're looking at 10 to 1, women outnumber men. And so women do have that thing. I mean, it's interesting when they're all talking about the sixes that they're going for. And most of the women are doing the same guys that are up in that high percentage, the same 10 to 15% of the men. So they're sharing anyway. It's just you get this other group of women that's just kind of like, well, we're all going after the same guys. Let's just be upfront about this and pick one guy that we like and then be with him. And if you act and think you're some king stud or something and find your stuff on the porch or the curb and somebody else moved in, you deserve that, dude. You didn't appreciate your situation. And what I'm finding out, even at my age, women in their late 20s and 30s, early 30s, are still interested in older guys. If you're keeping yourself in shape, if you're not a bitter old man and grumpy all the time and you're productive, and so that's that. I mean, so don't take too much hype. I'm talking to you guys on this. Don't take a bunch of hype into the MGTOW thing. Don't listen to all the internet gurus. I'm certainly not trying to be one. And for you girls, you got to figure out what you want. Okay, and if you can communicate that in bullet points, because men, we like the facts. Just tell us the facts. And keep it simple like that. We'll be able to tell you yes, no, maybe. Some things, some of your description work out, some don't. And just be honest. Open and honest communication, people, is awesome. I appreciate it. When guys and girls are asking me, do you approach women? No, I don't. Because I like athletic women. I like really adventurous, and that's just not in my age group, not by a long shot. I mean, if I'm going to get to anybody that's athletic and adventurous, I'm looking at maybe 40, 45 max. And like I said, I'm 66. So, I'm just busy doing my own thing, and if I get approached, and it's surprising, I still do at my age by younger ones. I'm just saying, well, this is my lifestyle. This is what I'm working on right now. Right now, I don't have, and for the last couple of years, I have nobody in my life because I'm really pushing hard to get my boat built and get in the water and do that lifestyle. And then I'll be more open to things. So you got to have your own goals in line first. But so with the girls, don't expect a man that's really dedicated to himself and is making his lifetime achievements to cancel that. Because too many of us learn when we adjust our life dreams for a relationship, the relationship usually wanders off or something, and now you didn't finish your goals, and that really sucks. Now you really feel bad because you betrayed yourself. Yeah, and I've done that one too. Like, oh, well, maybe. Nope, it never works. And so, guys, stick to your dreams and your achievements. You got to have goals. Every man should have goals like that. And women, pick somebody that does have that. You'll be able to count on him. If you don't have a man that's accountable, he's going to wander off for the next shiny chick, and vice versa. It works both ways for men and women. Get your ethics in order. Find out what your personal core beliefs are. Stuff you believe, not just you believe because everybody else does, but your personal truth. And that's about it. It's so for the girls. There's plenty of good guys out there. Like most people in the videos comment the same thing I'm going to say. They're probably in your friend zone. They're the ones you call up to complain about the new fuck boy that didn't work out for you. Guys, there's good girls out there. They probably, homebodies. Yeah, they're taking care of their kids and stuff like that. That's all I can say. No one's going to have really good relationship advice other than be true to yourself. If you're true to yourself, then you're probably more likely to be true to other people. And again, it goes back down to being really clear about what you want, listening to what the other people want, and being real honest if those two equations are compatible. If they are, you have to figure out if they are completely or conditionally, what are the conditions and what are the compromises and adjustments that you'll make. That's about it. Hope this was helpful. Like and share. Catch you guys later.